Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. We're here today with Ivres, Eltharion the Grim on horseback, going to be leading the way against the foul Greenskins once again. So yeah, let's have a look at some builds. For myself, I've got a bunch of DLC stuff. This was actually a showcase match I played prior to my patch day stream, but we've got a bunch of Rangers here, War Lion Chariots, some Silverin Guard up front. The Talons of Torquelada help synergize with this boy right here. We've got an Arcane Phoenix. Eltharion, likewise, with his item. The Helm of Ivres here can help auto-proc the Rebirth. If he uses the Helm of Ivres while the Phoenix is trying to get the Rebirth proc, it will automatically force it to go off. We've also got some Lions and Reavers hidden in the forest there. My opponent's army, Delta here, going to be led by Skarsnik. He's got a Rogue Idol, front line of some goblins, 8-peak loons, savage orc biggins, a couple of savage orc air boys as well, troll hag, new and improved big boss, and a couple of pump wagons, because of course you can't not bring pump wagons. Nice cheap armor piercing anti-infantry. Oh man, look at the guy up top, just like doing the wave, doing the worm, having a grand old time. The animations for these things, always a ton of fun. So yeah, the idea here, again, for myself, Talons can give a bit of flammable for the Arcane Phoenix to go after high-value targets. Eltharion, just a kind of decent hybrid fighter caster, can respond to threats in a pretty mobile fashion with 78 speed. And yeah, we'll see how it does here. The Rogue Idol is definitely the one thing I'm worried about. I don't have a whole lot of armor piercing here. Really going to be relying on the Phoenix and on the War Lions potentially to try and get some damage in. But here, Eltharion's going to charge in. I have a bit of a sneaky scheme for Skarsnik. Eltharion charges in. He eats a Spirit Leech, but we're having the Fire Archers fire in and apply that flammable effect. Well, not only will the bows do a bit of damage, but then we can fly over with the Phoenix and go ahead and drop a storm. Nice Flaming Vortex here with the extra flammable effect. Will do quite a bit of damage to the Savage Orc Biggins, and we're able to decisively shatter that unit right out of the gates. That's great for me. He also burns Fermented Fungi, and they need stabbing, so very quickly need to pull away from there before the Enrage procs. Screen out through the Silverin Guard. Meanwhile, Gobbo's already fighting with some Silverin Guard here, and with the Giant River Troll Hag having that flammable effect, we're also going to have the Phoenix drop down and fight her for a second. That'll grab Skarsnik and his big boss and the biggin and pull them away from this front engagement. Again, try to just get things piecemeal here as much as I can, but wasting a little bit of ammo shooting at those gobbles with the Talons of Torquelada. Probably going to need to conserve that ammo as much as I can. See if that comes back to haunt me. Here, Archer shooting in. Again, no missile block chance on these light little gobbos, and they do get that flammable effect. That's actually kind of cool. It like keeps them on fire for just a second. But yeah, they immediately get terrified away by the Phoenix. No surprises there. So again, just trying to go after my opponent's army piecemeal as much as I can. We come in with these Illyrian Reavers and the Rahagra's Pride. Quick hit and run charge. Maybe not hit and run. Maybe just hit and stay and try and break these goblins with that leadership effect. More Spirit Leeches going down on the War Lion Chariots. Definitely a good play. And over here, Eltharion was able to catch some of the Snotling Pump Wagons and actually has destroyed one of them already. Just manually dismantling these silly carts. So we'll get a nice close-up of this. Eltharion fighting the wagons here as they throw their spores at him. As the biggin fights in the front line in the background. Absolutely beautiful. I have to say, the Rogue Idol has to be one of the best looking units in the game, and probably one of the coolest animation sets that, I'm not going to say probably, absolutely the coolest animation set that Creative Assembly has ever made. So big thanks to them for that. Here, the Fanatics get cast right alongside the Fiery Convocation from Eltharion here. Definitely wanted to bring this Horde clearing spell for its potential, and we just roasted out a ton of goblins there. Where's Eltharion at? Yeah, right here, obviously. 159 kills from that, so pretty good stuff. Meanwhile, over here, the Rahagra's Pride and Illyrian Reavers overran into the Savage Orc Biggins. It's going okay for now, but actually, as the Savage Orc Biggins continue to fight and sustain combat, it's not going to be great, so we'll go ahead and pull away from there. Another Flame Storm, kind of drop Flame Storm being used. And just charging this other unit of pump wagons, trying to get rid of them with my mobile units. Meanwhile, Eltharion gets enraged. Spirit Leech, they need stabbing, plus the fermented fungi. So he's down to only 19 melee defense and taking a serious amount of damage here. I really need to get him out of this situation. Thankfully, he is going to get terrified away and run just as the Phoenix dives in and actually terrifies away the big boss, so the big boss can't chase. So a nice little save from the Phoenix there. We'll see if it ends up mattering too much. The Rangers actually trading very nicely here, up to 86 kills, 107 there, just cutting through Gobos, cutting through Savage Orcs, and all the Greenskin filth in the front line. Meanwhile, here in the back, the Twalons of Torquelade have just about used up the last of their ammunition, but keeping that flammable effect up on this biggin for quite some time has allowed the Phoenix to do some pretty good damage to it. Already lost about, what, like 3,000 HP, give or take? Fortunately, it has smashed the last of the Lion Chariots. So that anti-infantry component is gone, but the Rahagras Pride themselves should be hanging around here somewhere. Yeah, they're still fighting. Unfortunately, the Savage Orc Biggins, yeah, they're a menace to be dealt with. The fact that they're still fighting, supporting the Greenskins in this engagement is a little bit of a problem for me. Granted, I do still have some Silverin Guards here, some Silverin Guards here. We're about to finish off that pump wagon, and Eltharion comes back from route. I use the Helm of Ivres on him just to make sure he doesn't break here. Decided I'm probably not going to need it for the Phoenix, so a little bit of a drive-by bombardment there. And here comes Eltharion, bravely running in to try and finish off this big boss or the biggin or whatever. Quick hit and run charge to pull the biggin out of position, and it does. Biggin does click an attack order here. Troll Hag comes in, though, and traps Eltharion. They need stabbing once again. And will this be the end of Eltharion the Grim, the Warden? Absolutely getting smashed between two smelly, massive beasts. I guess, is the idol even a beast, really? Their Illyrian Reavers are desperately rushing in to try and bail him out. Skarsnik comes in and delivers the finishing blow. Eltharion falls. But at the same time, things are looking pretty good for the High Elves. The balance power slightly in my favor at this point. We've got just so many Spearmen and Silverin Guard left. They've taken very little damage from all these different things, and the Rangers also coming in for a nice rear charge against these Savage Orc Biggins. Oh yeah, dual-wielding their Elven Blades, twisting and turning like the wind, while the Silverin Guard kind of hold the line here. And of course, the Phoenix is also still on the field. Do have to be careful, though. We're going to go ahead and try and finish off the Troll Hag if we can, and the Biggin... The Rogue Idol, it's actually not the Biggin. The Rogue Idol here actually routes as the fungus goes down, enraging the Phoenix. That just means the Phoenix is going to come over and try and terrify Skarsnik. And as Skarsnik is basically the last thing left, I mean, the Troll Hag is back for the time being, but she'll probably promptly flee away. And actually, these Silverin Guard are fast enough to chase off the Rogue Idol, pretty much. So, Skarsnik gets terrified, and that's pretty much army losses. Maybe not. Nope, looks like the Troll Hag needs to learn her lesson too. And there we go. So a very, very nice game from Delta. Big thanks to him for those showcase matches, and a super, super awesome game. Very close, a nice back and forth. Eltharion getting some great plays there with the Fiery Convocation, catching out some pump wagons, dismantling them. Silverin Guards in the front line absolutely held the line like champs, along with the Spearmen. And how about those Rangers? 144 and 212 kills, absolutely mopping all the chaff here for the Gobos. That being said, Illyrian Reavers definitely took some damage. The Lion Chariots probably didn't pay for themselves, but hey, helping disrupt was okay. Rahagras Pride doing some good armor-piercing damage. And how about that Arcane Phoenix combining with the Talons to help take down the Rogue Idol? Very, very impressive. For the Greenskin side, the kill totals aren't super high, but I did have a pretty low model count army. And Delta was focusing a lot of his resources on taking out the expensive targets, which was obviously Eltharion and the Phoenix, and it just about ended up working out. Yeah, you can see this unit of Biggins here, 44 kills, 2 XP chevrons, 2 XP chevrons as well for the Rogue Idol, which actually did manage to do a lot of HP damage. Just wasn't quite enough at the end of the day, so yeah, what else can I say? I've played this matchup quite a bit. And I do think all the new units, I don't know if they're all super applicable here, but a build like this, I think can be pretty strong. Eltharion in particular, if you're looking for just a cheap kind of hybrid fighter caster lord, I say cheap. He's not super cheap. He's reasonably cost effective on his horse. As I mentioned in the past, he's definitely way too expensive on his Griffin. But on horseback, you can get him to be quite cost effective, and he's got really nice combat stats. Depending on the matchup, you know, you can take Tempest, you can take Fiery Convocation. He's barely rocking in at 2,000 points, which is pretty good considering he's a fighter, caster hybrid. Fang Sword is kind of optional. I don't always bring this. Certain matchups I certainly would. Helmet of Reverse, if you are going to be combining with a Phoenix, you can then play kind of aggressively with the Phoenix. The Arcane Phoenix in particular has that AoE bombardment, also has the ward save, and it just hits a little bit harder than the Flamespire Phoenix. The Flamespire Phoenix, there's an argument to be made that it's more cost effective. I think the Arcane Phoenix definitely has some more stuff going for it. I mean, the additional armor and physical resistance helps in a lot of situations. The extra weapon damage, charge bonus, melee attack, melee defense in particular, plus 10 melee defense is a big difference. That's a 10% chance to not get hit, right? So it makes a very big difference. And I do think the Arcane Phoenix, again, one of those units that I was not too high on at first, but after utilizing it a little bit here and there, I do think it potentially has a place in the meta. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. So every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.